This is Eagle Owl, and today we will be talking about open practice. Yes, Brenton Covey getting first team reps in the slot. Jalen Hurts unstoppable. Eli Ricks catch the first pick by the defense. But let's get straight into it. All right, man. You know me, I usually go over the interviews or what happened before practice. But if you don't know, if you didn't tune into the live stream, I tried my best, y'all. I was on public Wi-Fi. I tried my best. Some of y'all said it was blurry. Some of y'all said it was good. I tried my best. The videos are still up. If you want to try to watch it, I haven't uploaded on my side yet, so I can't see what y'all saw, but I'll go back and look. But man, I can't go back and watch the interviews because I was there. I was actually there at the open practice and I enjoyed myself. It was a couple people recognized me. This one guy sitting behind me definitely recognized me, shook hands with him, and salute to him. I was in my element because I was live streaming, so we ain't really get to conversate like that. But I appreciate you. And man, I got so many notes. I don't think I'm gonna go over all of them. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got so many notes because it was a 2 hour plus and it was open practice. So I seen everything. But we gonna go over the meat and potatoes of what happened. And yeah, let's get into it. Makai Gardner was hurt, hamstring. Over in Burt's been hurt. Not sure what's going on with him. Tyler Steen, Landon Dickerson. I knew it because if you were there at the practice, Lane Johnson had on Landon Dickerson jersey. I'm assuming they couldn't find Lane Johnson jersey or he did it to be funny. But yeah, he had on Landon Dickerson uniform. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Landon Dickerson. But Trevor Keegan, man, he did really good taking over for Landon Dickerson. He did really good. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna get into the meat and potatoes. I'm not gonna go over every single note like I usually do. So Jalen Carter and Makai Becton, that been a battle, but it's been one-sided. Jalen Carter been completely dominating Makai Becton, tossing them, on the one-on-ones, just get him out the way. But it's just Jalen Carter, so it's not like he's getting bullied by everybody. It's just Jalen Carter has Makai Becton's number. And I love Makai Becton. I think overall he had a good day. But when he matched up with Jalen Carter is his kryptonite. He just can't stop the young bull. He can't stop the Rhino, man. So Rhino is just getting the best of Makai Becton. Isaiah Rodgers, he started. I know a lot of people was asking me during the live stream, who started? Who started? I'm like, it's hard for me to see because my vision is bad, like long distance. But it was Isaiah Rodgers who started, who actually played decent. It was just at points where it was one pass, it was like a curl route that AJ Brown did, and AJ Brown caught it, and Isaiah Rodgers was right there. It's just that AJ Brown is so powerful and strong, man. And Isaiah Rodgers couldn't get it out because I know a lot of people clowning the defense, but as far as what I seen with my own two eyes, like definitely towards the end of practice, the defense really start doing their thing. Like CJ made plays. Trotter Jr. was making plays for sure. Trotter Jr. even got a sack, if I'm not mistaken. Like he was making plays. Milton Williams made plays. Like he got a swatted ball. Like it was some plays the defense made. I know Jalen Hurts 19 of 24, 6 touchdowns. Hard to argue for the defense, but overall, like far as the second team defense, even the first team defense and the third team defense made plays. So I'm not too worried about the defense because if the offense is just cooked all practice, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a problem. But the defense showed flashes here and there, but the offense is definitely ahead of the defense. But let's go over these notes. I went off script a little bit. Maro Ojomo had some good plays. He actually beat Makai Becton as well, according to my notes. Yeah, Ojomo had a good day. Brent Toth actually started at left guard, but when Trevor Keegan came in, he basically took over that spot. So Trevor Keegan took that spot from Brett Toth. Jalen Hurts hits AJ Brown for a deep one. I think it was like 35 plus yards. I mean, the ball was on the money. On the money. Hit him right in stride. I believe it was a touchdown or they got to the goal line. And man, oh man, I can't wait to see this against other teams. Like the offense was cooking. They was cooking for sure. Kenny Gainwell starting his. You got to start giving him love, man. He's doing this thing, but the guy he keep beating and is making me mad is Nakobe Dean. Kenny Gainwell just keep beating Nakobe Dean on routes, running past him. Like Nakobe Dean is not that good in coverage. So it looked like Jalen Hurts in the offense is taking advantage of that. Basically, they running backs against the linebackers, but it's not a good look for Nakobe Dean because if you having trouble with Kenny Gainwell, yeah, you will have trouble with Saquon. But Nakobe Dean did make plays here and there, but he was having trouble. I mean, Kenny Gainwell was getting the best of Nakobe Dean. Brenton Covey getting first team reps in the slot. You know, I said this back in April. I'm like, don't count Brenton Covey out for being in the slot. I know you guys on me now for my last video because I'm so mad at Ainias Smith and it was just passion. I'm like, bro, like we know you better than Covey. Like you showed things you can do, but unfortunately, Covey, not unfortunately, I'm not gonna use that word. Luckily, we got a guy that if this guy don't work out, Covey is coming to play. I mean, Covey made some plays, bro. Covey made some plays. He was reliable with his hands. He was dangerous when he got the ball. Covey definitely made some plays, but yeah, he getting first team reps and he looked good. It looked like it fit. It was a natural fit. It wasn't like forced or anything like that. And that's again, I said this back in March, and a lot of you guys was on me then. I'm like, yeah, Brenton Covey, he could be the starter. You're like, what? We signed Paris Campbell. What? The draft? We're gonna get this guy, this guy. I'm like, look, before I even knew who we drafted, I'm like, look, Covey is looking good during like OTAs and then how the season ended he wasn't bad. And he's shifty. Like he could do things a wide receiver three guy can do. I think it was a game. I think it was the Giants game when I watched Covey. I'm like, he won't be a bad wide receiver three. It was the Giants game. Remember, that's the game Jalen Hurts like broke his middle finger or whatever. And they just put in a second team. I'm like, yo, Covey is not that bad in that position. So we'll see how that pan out. But Kellen Moore like him. Kellen Moore like him, and he tried to model his game after Cole Beasley, so that makes sense. But shout out to Covey, man, being more than a special teams guy. Jalen Hurts hit Dallas Goedert. I mean, Dallas Goedert, my God. I think he had like 3, 4 touchdowns. Like Dallas Goedert could not be stopped. But this offense is tight end friendly. You got to think of the tight ends that Kellen Moore worked with in Dallas. Like those tight ends was having career years. So you don't think Dallas Goedert is going to take full advantage? I like how we was using the play action and the threat of Saquon Barkley, and they just open up the field and Dallas Goedert would be right there. Dallas Goedert was cooking. He was cooking. I mean, it was him and Jalen Hurts. They was just on the same page with everything, with every single thing. They was cooking, man. Dallas Goedert, you could not stop him from not getting in the end zone. So shout out to Dallas Goedert, man. He was cooking. Jalen Hurts definitely had one bad pass, and I remember it was Paris Campbell one on one with Quinyon Mitchell. He beat Quinyon Mitchell just for stride, and Jalen Hurts was just a tad bit late, and he missed Paris Campbell. But I know Jalen Hurts can have that one back. It's definitely a touchdown. Jalen Hurts he'll be up what 7 touchdowns. But Jalen Hurts, man, that one was rare, like extremely rare. But he definitely had Paris Campbell open. Oh, I can't forget about Johnny Wilson getting first team reps too. But he got a lot of first team reps in the red zone. I like how we're trying to use him, and I was seeing it in person. We're trying to get him matched up against like nickel corners, it looked like, and he basically jumped over him for touchdowns. It was one, Jalen Hurts had him, but Johnny Wilson just couldn't haul it in. And I think we end up going to Dallas Goddard the next play. But Johnny Wilson, man, them hands in the red zone, be prepared to see him in the games, definitely in the red zone, because you could use him for play action. Hell, he could just be an extra block out there. But he's going to be dangerous in the red zone. Ainias Smith, man. Ainias Smith, I got this in the notes. He had one. Kenny Pickett seen him out route. He was damn near by himself and he dropped it. He dropped it. At some point, this got to be mental, man. It's got to be mental. Elliott Shore Parts. I keep saying this. I know a lot of people not a fan of Elliott Shore Parts, but I'm like, yo, Elliott might be right. I don't see us doing it. I'm telling you, I don't see us doing it. But when I watch Johnny Wilson, when I watch Brenton Covey, when I watch John Ross, even though John Ross didn't have his best day to me personally, they are better than Ainias Smith. And then it's like, what do you do? Do you cut a fifth rounder? I just don't see it. I don't see it. I see him going on some weird IR list where as though he don't count against the 53-man roster. But he's not better than Covey. He's not better than John Ross. And he's not better than Johnny Wilson. I'm sorry. He's not better than Paris Campbell. He's not. I mean, his route running when he don't have the ball in his hands and he's just moving, I'm like, oh yeah, he could be special. But when the ball come to him, it gotta be mental, man. He gotta get out the slump. I don't know how he do it. Do he speak to a sports psychologist? But he gotta get out that slump, man. Because the NFL, like I said in my last rant, it's a dirty business. Well, they look out for their best interests. If you're not doing well, guess what? That next draft pick next year, if we basically want to force to keep you to see what you got, they will replace you. Just like that, man. Gotta get out your head, bro. All right. Josh Sweat. I know Josh Sweat been quiet, but Josh Sweat got a sack. He definitely got a sack. He got to the quarterback. Bryce Huff had a really good breakup as well. It looked weird with him dropping that coverage, but he looked good. I mean, he did some plays in that zone. He made some plays. So I don't see how Sam Reddick doing it, but Bryce Huff is younger and you can develop him more to be the guy. But when he dropped back, it definitely looked weird, but it worked. So I can't get mad at that. Nolan Smith, Nolan Smith took a lot of flack because everybody was saying like, well, he's getting sacks, but he's getting it against Fred Johnson. Like, what's he doing against Lane Johnson? And yeah, he got a sack against Lane Johnson as well. He smoked, basically, outran Lane Johnson to the edge and got a sack. So Nolan Smith was out there making plays too against starters, not just against backups. He did it against Lane Johnson. So salute to Nolan Smith. Kenneth Gainwell again beats Nakobe Dean on the wheel route for a touchdown. They was doing some like 40-second drill. They did a scenario, 40 seconds left. You down by 8. Let's see what you can do. And you at the 30. And Jalen Hurts quick. Kenneth Gainwell will route touchdown. And it was weird because they didn't have not Nakobe Dean. I'm sorry. They didn't have Saquon Barkley. And I'm like, why Saquon not being used? But I guess it really didn't matter. But that's something I'm going to watch. Hope they don't do the same thing they tried to do last year. Like, oh, we got to force Kenneth Gainwell in. Or they just thought Kenneth Gainwell was the best matchup. Or they was just like, Saquon, you done. You done for the day. We don't want to risk anything else or risk anything at all. So they let Kenneth Gainwell handle the work. And Kenneth Gainwell was balling, running the ball, catching the ball. I mean, honestly, he definitely looked like a starting running back in his league. Not for the Eagles because we got Saquon, but he looked like a starter in his league for sure. Now, I'm going to keep it real, man. My guy, Ojomo. Ojomo probably had one of his best days. I mean, tackles for losses, sacks. He beating starters. Ojomo probably made a case like, I belong on this roster, or at least the practice squad. Like, he's going to be a Philadelphia Eagle. So Ojomo showed flashes for sure. Like I mentioned, Eli Ricks catches the first pick. So the second team had the same scenario as the first team. 40 seconds left. What do you do? Can he pick it? Just did not see Eli Ricks. And Eli Ricks catch the first pick. Eli Ricks still making the case to be on this team. Catches the first pick for the defense in general. First team didn't get a pick yet. Bryce Huff was close. Keely Ringo was close, but they both didn't get it. It was Eli Ricks who got it, man. So shout out to Eli Ricks. Quinyon Mitchell once again gets a lot of reps in the nickel. I don't think he really even left the nickel. I don't remember Avonte Mathis being in the nickel. I've seen him at safety a lot. I actually seen him and James Bradbury make plays, to be honest. But I seen them at safety a lot more than the nickel. But Quinyon looked like that's his spot to lose, and he's not trying to give that spot up. But it looked good. I mean, it wasn't. I had to see it in person. It did not look bad at all. It didn't look bad at all. I know the one time Paris Campbell beating him, but Paris Campbell didn't get the touchdown. But overall, he held his own. He definitely held his own. Cam Jurgens looked good. I seen it in person. Was this one of his up days? I don't know. But Cam Jurgens held his own. I mean, it was times it was one on one him and JD, and he got the best of JD, and he got the best of JC as well from time to time. So Cam Jurgens looked good, definitely looked good. But that's all the notes I got today. Well, I technically got more, but I wanted to get y'all the meat and potatoes. Again, as y'all know, I was out. I'm getting home shooting this video because I can't miss. I can't miss, man. Always got to pump out content for y'all. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the news today? All right, I just went over the camp notes. Of course, you guys seen the highlights of them, and the season's almost here. The season is almost here. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm up.